What's up, fam? Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Mikey!
Cherie!
That's the greatest intro I've ever seen.
You're the
It's like,
greatest person I've ever seen.
oh God, I'm like getting all teary, Mike.
You're
I'm
I'm
really getting tears in my eyes. I just love you so much. You brighten up my day. You have no, oh my God, Cherie, what is going on with you?
you
Oh
brighten up
my,
my century.
I
I'm
love you
so
so
happy to see
much.
you.
Oh, it's so good to see you, honey. How are you?
I'm
My
good. How are
Mike.
you, my love?
I'm good. I can't believe it's been what, over a year since we did the walk away thing down in West Hollywood. Was the last time I saw you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, we talk all the time, but I haven't seen you in person since then.
Yeah, and
It's been
because
too damn long.
I sorry. Oh, you're so good looking,
I,
Mikey.
I
I
think you
love
still
you.
need glasses.
No, I don't. No. Oh, honey, gosh. So, woo, when are you coming
I'm
out to LA and come stay with me? When?
So you are the one upside of that place. Like I was so close to wanting to go there with Spencer Pratt.
Yeah,
Not to
yeah.
not to
And
bum everyone out right away, but how are things in the fallen Republic of California?
well, Brandon, our buddy, our pal, had reached out. He was before this absolute ineptitude of a state. I was so sure he was going to win right out the gate, like he did. And the fact that all of these, and even Nithya ramen noodle, she conceded the night of the election because she cried, and I mean that's how much she believed that she was dust. And then of course, just like it was like Joe Biden all over again. There's like a blackout where they swooped in a whole bunch of mail-in ballots. And isn't it funny that of all the thousands of ballots, they were all for Nikki, or whatever her name is, the ramen noodle Nikki, and not one for Spencer Pratt. I don't even think there was one for Bass, but
No,
that
and that's the
is it,
shadiest thing.
huh?
That's really the shadiest thing too. That I mean, I can't ever think of an election where the first place candidate just flatlines a week after the election and the third place skyrockets. And so all these people, I love how somebody said once that arguing with a leftist is just them pretending not to understand things. And that's what these people are doing with this, that they're like, well, there are more Democrats than Republicans in California. It's like, that's not what we're talking about. Why did Bass flatline?
Exactly. And it's so shady. And when it doesn't make mathematical sense, I mean, look, I don't even have a 10th grade education, right? I've got 3 months into 10th grade before they put me on the road with the Runaways. But I know that that is wrong and that it's impossible. And also, they were out there, they found him on Skid Row. A lot of these people on Skid Row have come forward now and said that they paid them only $2 because the people that went out to fish for these people, and that they would tell them how to vote. And then, I mean, some of them voted 5 times with different names, and paying them $5 each time. One gal turned around that's been homeless for a while and said, "You know what? I'm not gonna commit fraud." But this is what they do. This is how they win. Because frankly, Mike, my dearest, what the F are they selling on the left besides poop and fentanyl and death and destruction? Um, and I mean that, I'm sure that Karen Bass and Nithya Ramen Noodle and all of them have invested heavily in tents. They probably have a good stock in tents, because I'm telling you, the majority of them are here in Los Angeles.
Well, and it's amazing all these people on the left hate Spencer so much. For what? What did he say that's so outrageous? Oh, he wants to clean up the streets. He wants to give job training to the homeless and help them and not have needles all over the sidewalk. You people must be really attached to the tents on the sidewalk and the shit on the street.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you have to be a Democrat. There's something wrong with these people. I mean, you as a businessman, me as a person that's ran a business myself, if somebody does an absolutely shitty job at the for what you hire them for, you don't turn around and give them another chance. What, especially when we're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars being fraudulently taken. And I mean, it's so much money, Mike, that I mean, it's inconceivable that they've allowed it just to poof into the wind. And that's my hard-earned money and everybody else here in Los Angeles. I do not understand why these liberal leftists, how they could not turn around and say, well, you know what, even I know that they did a shitty job, or Bass did a shitty job, or Newsom has ruined the state. They don't even think about it. It's just, if you're a Democrat, I vote for you. And it's ridiculous. And anyway, it's hard. It's really hard not to start choking people.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
honestly.
I'm not surprised that we've seen them give money out to homeless people to vote. I'm just shocked it was only $5. Like, the only thing
Two
worse than being a
dollars.
whore. Oh yeah, $2.
Yeah.
God, the only thing worse than being a whore is being a cheap whore. At
I think
least
it's
like
because they get $15 per person. That's how cheap the left is too. I think they pay the recruiter 15 or $20 per recruitment, and they're turning around and they're giving $2 and stuffing the rest in their pockets. It's disgusting. First of all, that they would commit fraud in my state. I've lived here 66 years, and I just, it's so appalling and disgusting, and so blatant at this point. It's just so blatant, Mike. They don't care. What is it? What did the Bidens always say, that it was a shoot. Um
the most secure election in history.
oh yeah, the big lie. Yeah. What about the big lie? Saying that it wasn't a, but they say something accountability, something accountable. In other words, oh, basically, you just do not take accountability. Period. You just lie, like Newsom does.
Yeah.
I don't think Newsom has turned around, especially when he was debating Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis had all those poster boards showing the true numbers, and he just refused to look at it. He refused to deal with it. He just put doubled down on the lies.
Well, and he had said, Newsom had come out and said a couple days before the election, right on camera, he goes, "We have a break the glass scenario to make sure Republicans don't win." And you would hope that we would have a media that would be like, what is that exactly? Like, can you imagine if a Republican said that?
Yeah, he's just saying, there's not a chance, we're not going to let them win. It doesn't matter how many votes come in, we're going to do what they do best, and that is lie and cheat, because they've got nothing else. I mean, honest to God, if they said, this is what we're going to do this time around, if Bass turned around, but no, I don't know what they stand for. And look, I've got people in my family that are Democrats. What the hell are you voting for? At least Steve Hilton and Pratt gave us hope. More of the same. I mean, Mike, when you come out to visit me, I don't even know what it's going to be like. But it's getting a little scary, because just not even a block, and I live in a completely residential area in West Hills. A block away, many houses have sold, and I'm telling you, they're no longer single family dwellings. They've knocked those houses down or kept just a little bit of it, and they're like little apartments that look like they probably would house 5 families. That is in a residential area right between Chatsworth and Roscoe, which is all just single family homes. And they're saying, screw you guys, we're building multiple family residents just 3 houses down from you. It's like, what the heck is going on here? But I know what it is. It's Agenda 21. We've talked about it before, which is
Yeah.
now Agenda 30. And I'm noticing all these like sky rises going up near our bus stops and our train stations. And, it's really, people just don't have a clue how devious this is. and that and the 15-minute cities that are coming, and why they put all the cameras up right at the entrances when you get onto the freeway. They said it was to stop the street takeovers. Ha! No, it's so that they can read your license plate, so that if you go outside your 15-minute zone more than 100 times a year, they start to fine you for it. And then it goes from, I think first it's like $20, then it goes to 50. You can look this up. It's all real and it's going to happen. And then it gets up to $1,000 if you like do it after, I think, 15 times. Then it goes to $1,000. It's keeping people from being free and from driving. And that's their goal.
Yeah, I really do feel like 2020 and the COVID agenda was really the trial run for full-blown communism. By the way,
Absolutely.
before we rant forever, most importantly, how could I forget? Hello to our beautiful chat friends. What's up, fam? My beautiful Christy, Dylan, Lindsay, Clinton, Michael, everybody, thanks for being here. Our beautiful friend Rosalind is here.
Oh, Rosie, baby.
Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Also, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you feel so inclined, send in your super chats, help support the channel. So Cherie, what's your plan going forward?
Can you count to 30 and let me close my, because you can hear my babindi the dingo, the one that I showed you.
Yes, do what you
Of
gotta.
course, I left the shade up, so she is going to bark at every dog that is walking down my street. Count to 30. I'll be right back.
Do what you gotta. I love her so much. Literally, the only reason I would ever want to go to LA is just to hang out more with Cherie. How are you guys doing tonight, though? Christy, I haven't seen you in a bit. I've missed your pretty face. Yeah, it's very depressing to feel like, oh, there's hope with something, and then all this bullshit happens with the election to realize no, there isn't. So, Cherie, what's your plan? Are you in it for the long haul, going to stay in LA, or do you ever think of moving?
Well, considering my wonderful ex-husband is living in Hawaii and Jake is living in Laurel Canyon, and I've got my sister Sandra and Alan here, and Trevor, Marie, and Steve Lukather's son. That's the only family I have. Most of my friends have left. I've got Susan Olson and Jeannie Russell are still here, but that's really it. Everyone has left. All my closest friends have bailed, man. And I'm so happy for them. I really don't know, Mike. I'm so happy for you right now that you're in Florida, just because you don't have to put up with this bullshit I mean, just the blatant ripoff of us on a daily basis here. But I mean, we'll see. Crazy things can happen. Crazy things do happen, you know.
I was really hoping things might improve there for you at least. Russell Hall, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. I'm sorry, are you suddenly hanging out with the lead singer from the freaking Runaways? How the hell did you pull this off? Yeah, it's like
Mikey. Love him.
Sometimes I just think of you as my amazing friend, and then sometimes I'm like, you're a motherfucking legend. Are you aware of that?
Stop it. Stop it. No.
I know you're not. That's the crazy part. There would not be so many people in music, so many women in music doing what they have been doing for decades, if not for you. And I feel like you're not aware of the fact that you're an icon.
I don't know why I'm aware my eyes start watering when I look at your gorgeous face. You make me want to cry. I just love you so much. I'm just a chainsaw carver from the San Fernando Valley, honey. And I have a room with your name on it here and a car for you to drive. You have to come out, and
I'm on my way. I don't know if you'd want to get in a car with me driving, but
no, I could drive you, but I've got a car that you could borrow too. I've got 2 cars, and no, my mother gave me her car. God bless her. Both my cars are 2003s. I've got a Ford F-150 big ass truck that I love, and my mother gave me a 2003 Jaguar. So it's just kind of fun to have. I always keep one so that something happens to the other one, I'm never stuck.
Oh, that's amazing. I've missed you. We need to, like, I don't know. We need to go on a trip or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just, I it's so hard to it's so hard. It's very rare in my life at my age to meet somebody that, where there's just like, like you and I have had some from the time I did your show before we even met. It was just boom, right? Big boom. And a friendship was born. Oh, I mean, I would go to the ends of the earth for you.
Oh,
And
me
how's the
too.
weather there in Florida, in free Florida?
Well, the freedom is nice, but it's hot as balls. I love it.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
hate the
yeah.
cold so much. That's the nicest part about not being in New York is I don't have to deal with the damn cold.
Or Mondani at this point.
That
You don't
well,
have to
that's the
deal
thing
with
I was
Mondani.
saying. So these people who pretend like the elections are totally legitimate, they're like, oh, anytime a Democrat wins, you say it was stolen. I'm like, why is it then that nobody questions Obama's victories? Nobody questions Mamdani's victory? Because we can see that those were cleanly run elections. They were legitimate elections, just like we could see that this one was not. Like in New York, at least they voted for their damn communist. We don't know in LA.
True. And I don't even think they really knew. I mean, it's so funny how people these days there's this victim mentality that, screw it, I don't want to go and make something of myself where I'm proud of myself, where I feel like I'm contributing to not only my life, but to my friends and family, to give everybody else hope by just, attempting to realize why you were put on this planet. Like you, Mike, you're such an incredible producer and writer and personality. You're just top notch. And the thing is everybody has a purpose. And when you start seeing the anger that we're witnessing, especially amongst the left, African American, I mean, they are so angry. And there, this machine, this leftist liberal machine, has fed these people such crap about how they can't get through life without being a Democrat and be given, you know, uh, reparations or given, help. And that's such a lie. And what they're doing is they're just stopping people from living their lives and making them afraid. Don't you agree?
Of course. Well, God, I mean, now it's like they can't even stab someone and get away with it.
Isn't that
It's
terrible? That yeah, that's horrible.
it's
What
so
he
sick.
did to that kid, and he was
Well, and have
asked
you seen
18
now?
times to leave.
Have you seen
Right?
now? There's a trend online of all these black leftists
Considering
pissing on
you're
his grave.
vaping, I'm gonna vape too. I'm
Please do.
trying
I'm
to
gonna
cut
quit
it
at
out
some
of my
point.
life. It's my only vice. And
No,
Diet
you have
Coke.
earned it.
Thank
And
you.
what?
And Diet Coke, but it's not good for you. I'm realizing I did quit smoking with this in 2008 or 2010 at the latest, and never picked up a cigarette again. So for that, I'm very grateful. But still, I hate being a lab rat. We're lab rats together, my fellow lab rat friend that I love so much.
It's so bad, but so good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know what? Yeah, it is. It is. And for people like you and I, who this hand to mouth thing that we have, and again, it's like we have to constantly be on the move and constantly do. And for some reason, this kind of grounds me a little bit, because my brain is always like you. We're always so, trying to juggle five different things, and chainsaw carving. I really realize I can't multitask anymore. So, but yeah,
How do you
it is what
multitask
it
to
is.
begin with chainsaws? I feel like that would be not good.
No, my brain literally reprogrammed itself because when you have a running blade this close to your face, if you're not fully conscious, and I did have that accident too in 2016. But the thing
What
is
happened?
it saves my life. I fell from a 10-foot scaffold right onto my face. Yeah,
Oh my
with a
god.
running chainsaw. and I don't remember it because it knocked me cold, but it cracked. That's what this line is here. You'll see that I have a where my skull cracked, and it paralyzed the whole left side of my face for a year. Yeah. But I don't
Oh
remember the fall
God,
because
you're
that's what happens. It's so true. If you get knocked out, you will not remember what happened before or until, I mean, all I remember is carving the bottom of this bear's foot at a trauma surgeon. It was a retired trauma surgeon for Cedar Sinai. I was carving at his property. I just remember carving that foot, and then all of a sudden I open my eyes and there's frozen peas laying on my face, and there's the doctor right above me telling me to not move. And yeah, but anyway, I don't know how we got off on that. How did we get off on that there,
chainsaws.
Mikey?
What's that?
Chainsaws, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I love being a chainsaw artist, and I can't wait for it to cool down so I can get back out there. Because when you go through menopause, sorry, you can't regulate your body heat anymore. So I would have been out there if hadn't gone through the change. But the
yeah,
change says, yeah,
that's what my mom calls it, the change.
the change. And we have to say hi to Brandon Stott.
What's
We love
up,
him
dude?
so.
It's
We
been
love him
too
so
it's been too
much.
long. I miss you guys. But yeah,
Yeah.
you talk about the two things that bring such joy to my heart are you and chainsaws. It's like the only thing that makes you even
Well, you
more
have to
awesome.
write me into one of your movies. I'll be a female Leatherface for ya. And the real deal, man. You know? I mean,
It's happening.
yeah. The real deal, the
Colt,
real
what's up?
deal.
Says Cherie Currie. That's awesome. Yeah, it's always crazy to me whenever we talk that I feel like you don't recognize that you are a legend.
No, no. I was so lucky. I'm so blessed that I still get to perform and that people still hire me, quite a few times a year to do session work. And I enjoy that so much. And I enjoy seeing like Rosalind Forte, who I get to see when I go on the East Coast, and some fans that have become very good friends of mine. And Amy Jonas, who lives out here, she is going to be meeting me at my son's show in a few days, I think it is. And I'm just so blessed that I have such great friends
Aw.
that used to be
Russell, thanks
fans.
so much. Thanks so much, dude. There's something I don't get. Cherie, can I call you Cherie? You're a big rock star. Shouldn't you be dressed as a giant needle preaching that we should all be getting vaccinated?
Ah, and who's that from?
Russell Hall.
Russell. Hell no. I would slap you upside your head, Russell, if you even get one more shot. Big
She'll get
old
her chainsaw
freak.
out. She ain't kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. Because those shots killed my kid brother. You know, and that's just there's no reason why a healthy, he was 2 years younger than me. Um, you know, hiked all the time, gets short of breath, goes into the hospital at 1 o'clock. They check him in. He drove himself there. And by 9 o'clock at night, he was on life support and
Wow.
he died. And I don't give a shit what people say about this goddamn vaccine. That vaccine put blood clots through my brother's legs and lungs. And that is a fucking fact. So all these people that just believe that our government, the Faucis and the New World Order people and the elites and all of these people that are deciding how we're going to live, to me, they have a bullet with their name on it. Every single goddamn one of them. And they honestly believe that they're safe. Like here in California, they want they're going to vote to uh, up our property tax instead of for what you bought it for, or whether you've had the grandfathered in home that you get from grandpa or dad or whatever that's been in your family for generations, that all of a sudden you have to pay property taxes on what that house is now worth. And they're the ones that did all this, that made my house, which I bought for 241,000 30 years ago, to now worth, $1,500,000. It's like, you know, I couldn't afford the property taxes for this house if they did that. And if they do it, then I want to make sure that well, I don't want to say that way, but I guarantee them that there will be a Luigi Mangione behind every goddamn tree in Sacramento, and that there will be sharpshooters, because we're done with this stuff. Because we didn't raise all the these property values all high, like, or make the crash of 2008 happen, where people lost their homes and their jobs, or cracking down with this COVID thing, and instead of 2 weeks to flatten the curve, it turned into 2 flipping years.
That's the thing. People don't realize how long it went on in New York and California. It was years.
Years. And I mean, they had all the alcohol store. I mean, the liquor stores were open. My son used to smoke weed, and he was living here at the time when they shut us down. And there was, they would deliver it right to the door, and it was like, wow. But you couldn't go to a church, you couldn't go to an AA meeting. I mean, I can't even imagine how many people fell off the wagon because they were refused healthy, alternatives to sitting in your house, just being pumped full of fear. But I mean, and I'm, look, I'm 66. I'm not going to be one of those nutty people like the left have out there plotting. But I do have a great sense of what is happening around me. And I do see the anger, and where people are to the point of like, oh, just like the Civil War, we needed to get slavery out of here. And my ancestors fought to free the slaves. What about our reparations?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not all about you, African Americans. Sorry, we fought to free you. So I'm just sick. I'm so sick of people sitting around when they could be finding out why they were put on this planet, telling their kids, find out why you were born. What is your job? We all have a job. All of us. If everyone wanted to be an actor, everything would just like, it would stop. Can you
God
imagine what the world would
forbid.
be?
God
Yes.
forbid.
But, giving free stuff and trying to make people feel like they're never going to be anybody, or they'll never going to accomplish anything. Terrible schools. I mean, people are not taught English anymore. I know more about, or I'm sorry, history. I know more about history than these people on television, that, the people that'll go on out and ask them like simple questions, and they just go, gosh, I don't. It's like you're in. It's spring break. This should be something you know about. They don't. They rewriting history. But I am saying that these leaders, these uh, people in Congress or in the Senate here in California, that are coming up because they only have 2 jobs. When I came to Florida and I wanted to meet up with you, you were too far away. I met the doctor that flew me out there was in Congress. He had lost his seat, but we had lunch with a congressman there in Sacramento, and I could see, the Capitol right there. And basically, they do 2 things: they raise money and they make new laws. That's their 2 jobs. That's it. And you know what? So you're reaching, trying to come up with another way to stick it to the little guy, us. Uh, I think it's going to become a life and death situation for them, because there is nowhere else for us to go. We can't let the Spencer Pratts be just run over by this machine of corrupt bullshit. It's going to, we the people have had it. So I just think it's really, really important that that get trickled down to these lawmakers that want me to pay $20,000 or $30,000 a year to a house that is paid off. You know,
That's
F
insane.
you, F you, and the fucking donkeys you rode in on, you Democrat pieces of shit.
I love you
Sorry,
so
can I
much.
say that on your show? I'm
Please
sorry.
do. Please
I,
do.
sorry.
I wanted to pull up a couple things.
Please.
Michael said COVID damn near killed my mom. The poor thing had COVID, and she said her brain felt like someone was taking a chainsaw through her head. It hurt so bad. I thought she was going to die. Yeah, I talk about my friend Drew that I do another stream with. Was in the military, forced to take the vaccine, the scam of a vaccine.
Yeah.
He was put in a coma. He was was in a wheelchair forever. It's horrible what's been done to people. And it just goes to show how these people, their words mean nothing. They burned the country down for 6 months saying Black Lives Matter. And then 2 seconds later, they support segregating 3/4 of black people that wouldn't take the vaccine, segregating them, telling them you can't work, you can't go outside, you can't sit here. But oh, Black Lives Matter. They're just their words
Oh,
mean.
yeah. 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 Black Lives Matter. Uh-huh. And they let probably 20 million unvetted, unvaccinated people into our country as well. And
Oh yeah,
while
it's
they were
fine if they're
forcing us,
illegal.
yeah, they're forcing us to get the vaccine, but not one of those people that flooded our borders ever got a vaccine or were they checked for any diseases. So you know what? Right there, that has to, anyone with an ounce of common sense knows that this had nothing to do with some virus at all,
No.
because they should have locked down the USA. They shouldn't have opened it up. If they were so afraid of this damn, you know, COVID-19, I would have said, no, we're shutting our borders down. That's what you do to protect your people, right?
Well,
I mean,
no, I know it was supposed
am
to.
I
Why was
like
it?
crazy or something?
No, these people will make you think you're crazy. Why is it that during COVID, all the people who seemed to have the most information, all the people who seemed to know the most about COVID were the least afraid of it? Like all these people, whether it's Nancy Pelosi or Gavin Newsom, you'd see them out dining while everyone else is locked into their house. That's always how it is. It's one standard for them, another standard for you. You know, gated communities for them, open borders for you, capitalism for them, socialism for you. Just like you hear these scumbags like Jimmy Kimmel and Bernie Sanders talking about everyone else, and meanwhile they're multi millionaires.
Yeah, right. I mean, Sanders has 3 homes, three.
I
Uh,
just saw an interview. They asked him. Someone finally asked him how he made the money to have 3 homes, and he goes, "Oh well, I wrote anti-capitalist books." It's like, well, gee,
liar,
that just
liar,
sounds like
pants on fire.
capitalism to me.
Look, I mean, I've written a couple books myself. I'm telling you right now, I don't
I
think
know. I
his
have it right
books
over. I have your
made
book
enough
right
for
over
him to
here.
buy a flippin' house, honey. He's lying. And it's just unbelievable. But you know what? When you bring up Newsom dining, before that same day that he went to the French Laundry, I, of course, Jake and his girlfriend were here, living here, and he came on television. And he goes, "I'm telling you that there will be one seat empty this time next year at that in your kitchen table." In other words, he's saying either one of me or my son or his girlfriend, one of us was going to die. And I knew he was lying because I know when people are lying. It's just I've got that spidey sense. And I
Yeah.
just turned, Jake's standing here, and I said, he's fucking lying. And then he goes out to the French Laundry, no masks. I mean, that's the problem with these. That's actually beneficial to us, but that is how blatantly corrupt they are. If I really believed when I got on the news that somebody at every family was going to die, the last thing I'd be doing is going to the French Laundry with 12 people without masks and sit around and talk whatever that. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall to find out what the hell they were saying. I would be staying at home, but the thing is it was all a lie, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And we suffered so much through it. All of us did. And I had COVID. I mean, I got COVID in Boston. I went, I think there was 300 people at this event, a fundraiser. And so I got home on Sunday, and then by Tuesday I woke up with just like super sore throat, and I was like, oh shoot. But I had all my gear set up to carve, which I'd done the night before. I thought, well, I'm just going to get out there and carve. I got a little cold or something. By the time I walked out there at 10:30, I had 102. It went that fast. And I self-quarantined for 18 days. And I knew what I had, and my insurance had lapsed. Thank you, God, that it did, because I just was too busy, and I didn't pay that 1 month. And so I had no insurance because my lungs felt like I could bleed out, if that's, I was afraid to cough. I was in just such bad shape. And I knew that had I had insurance, I would have gone to the hospital, and they did everything ass backwards, the way they were taking care of people, putting everyone directly onto breathing machines without taking the steps needed to ensure life. It was all a clown show. And I'm not putting down first responders or anything, but they all knew that when you do shortcuts with these respirators, that people are going to die. So I'm just so lucky. I mean, I'm just, thank you, God, that I didn't go to the hospital.
Well, this is why, though, I don't know, why is it that people on the right are so feckless and so complacent? That's why I don't really have any hope in people taking any stand to change things, because you would think if there were ever a time that people who aren't communists, who don't agree with that, would have really taken a stand, it would have been during all that stuff. But it feels
We
like
have a
people
very
on the
hard
right
time lying, darling. That's it. We have a hard time lying.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't lie. I just can't force it out. I mean, it's like I can't. And so I don't know. We're just too honest, and that's a good thing. But when you're up against the flippin' devil and the demons that these people have become, that do not care whatsoever about lying, it's the goal. It's to stay in power, regardless of what the cost is or how many people have to die, like during the riots here with George Floyd. How it's unflippin' believable how evil these people are, where they probably sat around with a bunch of popcorn and who knows what, a highball or whatever those assholes sit and drink, watching our cities go up in flames and fanning the flames. It's like, how much can you put us through? Well, guess what? We remember, and they're never going to do it again. That I can tell you for sure. They're never going to get away with it again.
Have you heard the audio recording of Karen Bass a couple days before the fires in LA on the phone, talking about, oh, well, I can't say it now, but on the phone, but soon I'll tell you everything and you'll understand the plan and you'll know exactly, because they were asking her about her being out of the country, and she's like, just trust me, you'll understand very soon.
I think that was
Nobody's
after.
got any questions about that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, she first of all, she promised she would never leave the country if we voted for her as mayor. Of course, I didn't. I voted for Caruso. And boy, oh boy, the Palisades are mainly Democrat. So all those people and Caruso had his little couple of blocks that he had his own fire department. He had, his people. But to see him right in the middle of all the blaze, to walk away with nothing more than maybe a little bit of outer smoke damage. All those people that voted for Bass, if they did, now I don't even know. I don't even know. because
Yeah.
because of this election. But had they voted for Caruso, their homes would still be standing. And I know that for a flippin' fact. Caruso, he knew. Um, I wish he had been running for mayor. He was definitely supporting Platt, but you know, um, we're just sick and tired of being just bled to death with how much it costs. I mean, our gasoline is so insane. And I'm sorry, it was so much higher when Biden was in office. So these people can just go jump off a fucking cliff. These lefties say, look at it, it's all Iran. Well, guess what? You nuke us, there aren't going to be any gas stations. There won't be any banks. There won't be any you. So, this had to be done. Like it or not, things that have to happen sometimes can be painful for a short period of time. But God bless President Trump for doing what everybody knows when they say death to America. And when you can strap bombs on your own babies, just in and let them be martyrs and be proud of it. There's something fundamentally effed up in your brain. So if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it by now for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing is too, if we're told that Democrats are so wonderful and so pure and so good, why is it that every single place in the country where they've had power for decades becomes a hellhole?
Right.
Most beautiful places, New York, California, just in ruins. They completely go to shit. And then you have these people who talk about affordability on the far left. They're the ones who have made everything so expensive. I was looking at places in New York I had a job interview there, and it's triple what it was 2 years ago or 4 years ago.
How much
I,
does it cost there, if you don't mind me asking, per month?
in
Like
New
for a
York,
small little, like let's say a studio.
absolute today, an absolute minimum. If you found something in a shitty area that's a little shoebox studio, maybe you could find something for $3,000. And the thing is too, because this is what happens with leftism is that there's no middle class. There's just the very rich and the very poor. That's always what ends up happening. So then the thing is, just to be on a lease, even for the cheapest place you could find, you have to make 40 times the rent. In Florida, you got to make 3 times. That's it. So you can't
40?
even 40. So you can't even be on a lease and find some cheap ass place if you can find it without making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And then if somebody signs for you, if you don't make in the hundreds of thousands, so if you want someone to sign for you, they have to make 80 times the rent. So they
And
have to
that's
make
just
like
impossible.
$250,000 a year just to get like a shitty little studio to live in. So this is by design that, it
It
becomes
is.
a place of the haves and the have-nots. And that's exactly what, that's what socialism is.
Yeah, it is. And I was watching Victor David Hanson talking about just this on Finnerty yesterday. And, I think it was Victor bringing up that we had gone through something very similar to this with the Rockefellers, and but we're talking back in the 30s, and where things got so out of whack. And he goes, and that's when the Great Depression hit. So he was just kind of warning that, we're in for a heap load of trouble if the left gets their way. And that's
Yeah.
just all you have to do is, it's just right in front of you. You just have to get over it's almost like, and I could just say, like, if I'm carving something, it's only happened once or twice, but you put in all of this energy and these countless hours, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, and then all of a sudden you make a mistake that it can't be repaired. You have to just cut your losses. I've had to do that twice in my career of
That's
carving since, and I've been doing that for what, 25 years. Um, the Democrats, the voters, not the leaders, they just have invested so much of their mental acuity or whatever to being a Democrat, you know, that they can't, they just won't let go and admit that they made a mistake and that these people are inept and these people are horrible, terrible at business and making decisions that would make their lives better. They just can't turn around and say, you know what, that's not the party that I used to be involved in, and I'm going to become an independent and vote the way up for the person that I think is can get us out of this mess.
Oh,
They
you're
won't
not
do
even
it.
allowed to be an independent with these people. Look, Spencer was running as an independent. They don't
Yeah.
care. It's just all about irrational hatred of anyone who's not in their cult. Look at, I mean, oh, I cannot stand this asshole Jimmy Kimmel. You have
Oh,
him saying, about Spencer Pratt, get out of LA. I'll get you a U-Haul. He has nowhere to move out of because they burned his house down. But then these same assholes like Kimmel will say, oh, it's just about kindness and empathy. They are the most full of shit people. The be kind people. Whenever somebody starts talking about how kind they are and how nice they are, I immediately know they're the most miserable bastards amongst us.
yeah, so true. And Kimmel, and I am not someone that wishes bad things on people. But to be honest, when I heard him say that about Spencer, and but not just Spencer's house, but his parents' house burned as well, a block away. I wished it was his house that went up because you see Kimmel sit and
Which
cry. He'll
one?
cry like oh, it's not fair. It's, you know what? Where were your tears for the people, for Pratt and his family losing two homes? Where the hell are you, dude? You disgusting pile of dew. Oh,
I love you so much.
oh my God. Shame on him. And I hope that it follows him forever. He will wake up one day because I don't know. I think he's got Trump derangement syndrome that just literally he can't even see what a horrible human being he's become.
Well,
To
and
not,
his wife is his writer. I mean, she's probably carries his balls around in her purse.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's nasty, and he says he's got all this empathy. Only if you're a Democrat. You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck you, you piece of shit. You are nothing. You're worthless. You're a dingleberry on Mikey's bottom.
Oh,
Ugh,
thanks.
sorry.
I wanted
Dingleberry
to,
on Bindy's bottom.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you. So we were talking about this on a stream I had recently, where were asking, "What sort of hope is there?" Because it seems very hopeless that like you can't trust the elections, nothing's going to change in these places. So I wonder what you think. I was saying, I think where you can find hope is get out of politics. Like that doesn't mean be quiet. That doesn't mean stop trying to change things. But there's certain things we can't change. So I think everyone needs to just find what makes them happy. If you can have it's just a place where you're not impacted by these things, go there, do that. But I think people just need to find their passions outside of this mess of politics.
That's the best advice you could ever give, Mike, because to be honest, you've seen me just vanish for a month, sometimes 2 months, just because I can't take the hate. I mean, and they think that we're the hateful ones. I've never seen such disgusting. I mean, I've never seen faces twist. People that used to be pretty, they could turn themselves into like the worst Frankenstein monster. And you could tell that they're ill. They've got mental problems now, and that's
Yeah.
from allowing themselves to just baste and marinate in the hate from the left. And you have to walk away from it, absolutely. And I recommend that very highly. And then when you get your strength up again, my also thing was that, and I think I told you this last time we spoke, what I hated was I was becoming as hateful as they were. And that I just can't allow to happen. I can't.
That
I love people too much.
that's the thing is like on our side too, I feel like it's like it's just all based in outrage. Is everyone is outraged all the time? Everyone is angry all the time. I can't live like that. I can't do it.
Yeah. And we certainly didn't do it. The right didn't do it. I mean, the left. And it's just so shocking what they get away with. And how no one is above the law unless you're an illegal.
Or
Then
a
not
Democrat.
only are you above the law, we're going to give you credit cards and a new car and a place to live and clothes and food and everything you could ever want, while the neighbor that's born and raised here literally has to find pennies on the street so that they can, get a bottle of formula for their kids. Um,
Um, Russell Hall. Yeah, thank you so much, dude. Didn't the state also steal the relief money? Yup.
oh my God,
They
they did.
put on a thing. They had all these celebrities come in to put on a concert, and nobody saw a dime of that money.
Yeah, and Matt Sorum, who produced my record for Blackheart, Boulevards of Splendor, he was one of the main guys that put that huge concert together. Not only did they take all that money and give it to their nonprofit butt buddies, I'm sorry, but there's some bending over going on.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's how they got that job.
oh sure. But also, we're the only state that has not paid the government back for our COVID relief money. And we're getting, I mean, we've got interest on that. And we're the only ones. And Newsom is just like, tough. Like
Now he wants to be
we
president.
deserve that money when all the other states have paid that 20 billion back, but California hasn't. And I think we had 38 billion surplus when New Scum, the biggest scam artist on the planet, um, came into office, and now we are just in such a heap of trouble. We owe like you cannot believe, and he thinks he's going to be president. He thinks that he's going to rule everyone. It's unbelievable. There's not one good thing. There's only one good thing that he did no, I'm sorry, that was
What's up?
Jerry Brown. That wasn't Newsom.
What is it?
Well, that 22-year-old gal that got brain cancer, and she had just gotten married. She was so beautiful, and it was inoperable, and she was starting to have seizures, and there was no way she was going to recover from this, and she wanted to be able to die with dignity, and she had to move to Oregon to take her own life, and she did. That's the only thing that I think is great, is that here in California we now have that option.
I wouldn't even trust them with that at this point, though. You see what they're doing in Canada with MAID?
What is that?
Oh my god, it's the sickest thing ever in Canada. It started, which, if somebody has a terminal illness or they're a vegetable, of course they should be able to make that decision. However, now they're basically telling people in Canada, if you have a disability, if you're depressed, if you have any situational thing going on, maybe you should just be dead. And they're
Oh
allowing
yeah.
people to do that. It's sick. It's the most dystopian shit you've ever seen in your life. And they've had
Yeah.
service in Canada. They're promoting it.
Wasn't that Justin that pushed that through? What a dope.
Who's now
Yeah.
off shipping Katy Perry.
Right. Yeah. There's
I
something
wanted to
just
ask you
so
though. So we were saying, like, if people can locate hope in the things that they love outside of politics. What is that for you?
um that we somehow, some way, I mean, of course, I'm my father's daughter, and he fought in the front lines of World War II in the South Pacific,
Oh, my
and
grandpa did.
highly decorated Marine, gunny sergeant, paratrooper in the Marine Corps. Um, my hope is that we can turn this around, whatever it's going to take, so that our children can afford a home, whatever that means. If that means a civil war, that and isn't it funny the toxic masculinity that they were trying to they didn't want men to feel like men. They didn't, they want it's almost like they're just whittling away at manly men, saying that that's not okay, turning women against men, so that obviously they're afraid of men that can fight. Because I think anyone with a brain cell knows that you can be a lamb, but if you are beat up enough, you're going to turn into a lion. And I just think that they just wanted to send everyone off balance enough where they're not going to be afraid. Well, they better be afraid. That's all I could say. I just hope that when the opportunity arises, that we have the guts to turn around and take these people to task, and take our country back from these just ruthless lawmakers. And also, there's got to be term limits, man. You cannot make this a full-time deal. You just can't. That's not the way the founders wanted it. And it's just the corruption's got to end.
Russell
And
Hall,
keep President Trump safe.
yeah, from there have been how many assassination attempts at this point? Russell, thanks so much, dude. They've turned sewer slide into an ad campaign. Yeah, it's crazy. Courtney, I saw, just said in Canada they're offering MAID to poor people now too. Just euthanize yourself if you're disabled, if you're poor, if you're depressed. I think that's what's coming here.
Well,
See,
the damn shots in COVID didn't work well enough. I know Anthony Fauci, when he went from, oh, you shouldn't be wearing a mask, they don't work, to 3 masks. And you can't breathe in your own, what comes out is very highly toxic. And they were trying to figure out, obviously, how they could kill more people. They certainly did a pretty good job, but I think they're very, very disappointed that these shots didn't kill a whole lot more. And they're still got their fingers crossed that more people will start getting the heart conditions, the lung conditions, and the cancers, the turbo cancers that these young men are getting now, and women, and breast cancers, and even men with breast cancers. That's these spike protein shots are supposed to do these awful things to people. And we do. Yeah, I mean, they
that's
want a
terrible.
utopia for them, and that means billions of us need to go bye-bye.
Yeah,
I
dystopia for the rest of us.
Well, the thing is
Um,
that they are not safe. And if we want them, we'll get them, we'll find them, and we'll kill them all. And that's just the way I feel about it. They need to go. And
Sea Striker, my love, thank you so much for the super chat. Katy Perry sings like a bird. Unfortunately for her, that bird is a goose.
yeah,
I
so
Well, I don't
true.
think she does much singing anymore, except when she opens her legs for Justin Trudeau.
Gross.
Is that not the most disgusting couple you've ever seen?
Yeah. And loony birds too. I mean, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they're not having sex and just hear what they're really talking about. The sex part would
Yeah,
just make me gag.
anytime but
Gross.
that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you that. So what makes you happy outside with everything so miserable in politics? What makes you happy nowadays? Is it chainsaws?
I think what makes me happy is when my family and friends are happy. And that's been a while now. So I'm
Uh-huh.
looking so forward to that, to seeing people not at each other's throats, you know.
Yeah.
And to all of the network news, the bias people, all these, CBS. Thank God CBS. I just am so happy that Steve Pelly got the boot. What a dumbass, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, with his glasses. Oh, Yes, I mean, when he was talking to those two women that didn't want the pornographic cartoon kids, for their little children to see that, and he's
Moms for
turning around and
Liberty.
saying, he was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're gone, you dumb ass, you stupid, stupid man."
I I,
Now
I
he gets to sit and see what he's done.
I love when they have these insane books in schools that they're advocating should be, for kindergartners, and then they won't. And then when parents go and try to bring it to the school board, they won't let them read it out loud. It's too inappropriate for the adult school board meeting. But for the kindergarten library, it's just fine. The kids need to learn how to give blowjobs at age 5.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. They do have two brain cells because they never would have pulled this off in the 90s. They never
Yeah.
would have, because there would have been blood in the streets. I would have been one of them doing something really awful to one of those teachers. We would have been pitchforks and torches, and we would have stopped it, because back in the 90s, we just had a different mindset. And my child is my child, and you're teaching him about sex? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm a mom. I know when kids start thinking about that, and they do not, nor do they want to have anything to do with it. So why the hell are you talking to them about, or having drag shows, for crying out loud, for children?
Did
It's
you
like,
see?
what?
Did you
Go
see
ahead,
now
sweetie.
they have Barney the purple fucking dinosaur coming out for Pride, so wishing everyone a happy Pride. Barney the dinosaur, who's targeted towards toddlers.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm
And
like, am
naked
I
men,
crazy?
naked gay men. You know what? I have so many friends that are gay, you being one of, oh, love you.
Okay.
I cannot, none of them like this. They don't want it. It's ruining all the hard work that was done for equality. Now they've taken it to circus level, and they ha, honestly, where's your self-respect? To all of these men that walk out down the street in their G strings, waving to little kids, with hard ons or whatever the fuck they're doing. Or men, you've seen it, what they
No.
do at these parades, riding their bicycles naked. I mean, aren't you ashamed of yourself? What are you proving?
That
Knowing
they
there's
had
a
their
baby right there.
they have no shame. It's all pride, no shame. We need shame month. We need shame month. Bring back shame. Shame is a good thing. Shame
It
is a
is.
culture's form of self-defense against things that are bad for you and poisonous.
Yeah, so
But
true, Mike. So true.
you're not allowed to say that anymore. They're so afraid. I got into it recently with somebody who
I
was
say
like,
it.
"Oh, same. We don't give a shit."
We
But
have
no, I
to.
got
We
into it
have to call
recently.
it out. Yeah.
I got into it recently with somebody who was like, "How can you not support the LGBTQ XYZ community? They just help gay people. They're fighting for gay people." I'm like, "What do I need to be fought for? What do I need help with? What?" And she's like, "Oh, well, if people are anti-gay." I'm like, "Who? Who are these people?" It is a
Yeah.
non-factor in my I don't know one person who this is an issue in their life in the current year in America, that, "Oh, you're constantly being discriminated against and constantly being hated." Like, they've just convinced everyone, "You're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim. You are entitled to the world. You are entitled to everything." You see all these celebrities and politicians literally saying, "Oh, Pride Month isn't enough. You deserve Pride Year." Well,
Mhm.
yeah, Pride Century, Pride Decade. It's insane. And no wonder that every gay guy I know struggles with dating, because these are the people then that you are in your dating pool. These are the entitled monsters that have been created by this ideology.
Yeah. Yeah, you are so right. And they are monsters. And, I feel very unsafe for our children. And I just heard, I was watching some show on Newsmax where they were saying that the A or LBGTQIA plus, that the plus is for minor attracted people.
Well, I've always said there's no leap in logic there because if these people believe that children can consent to making lifelong bodily decisions, why wouldn't they think they can consent to that too? There's no leap in logic between the two things.
No, and you're right. And the worst part is they vanish. There is no support group for these kids that transition. When they decide, you know what, I made a mistake, I need to transition back, they cut you off. And trust me, because when I was on X in the very beginning, I really started to get involved in this. I had to talk more kids off a cliff that wanted to kill themselves.
Mm.
And I would reach out to a lot of these people that were part of the indoctrination system for these kids, and I'd say, you have to help me now. We've got this one kid, here's his page, help me please, he wants to kill himself. Fuck you. And they'd block me.
Wow.
Now come on.
But it's
Really?
just about kindness and empathy, I thought.
Oh, and inclusiveness, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll include you only if you allow us to do whatever the fuck we want to kids. And you know what? Now you've got a big problem because people like me that have been, I think the first pride parade, or was me and the Runaways participated in, was in 76,
Oh my god.
and in Pasadena. And it was such a great thing to do. And I mean, and now it's like, I'm sorry. And like the Me Too movement as well. Um, you've gone
I'm
way,
interested
way overboard. Can't
I'm interested in
participate.
knowing what it was like that back then because I feel like back then, yeah, there were things to, advocate for when it comes
Yeah.
to gay rights and stuff. But so back then when they had the Pride Parade, was it the same? Was it like people with their junk out, or was it like more
No.
respectable people?
Oh, never. It was
Really?
just, it was a lot of great, disco and yeah, there was a leather and all that. Fine. Great. A lot of satin, a lot of, lame outfits, big platform shoes, and just joyous. It was a joyous, wonderful thing to be a part of. It was magical. They've turned it into a porno show. And
I
we already have our imaginations. I've been bisexual all my life. You don't need to turn around and tell everybody, or do a picturesque view of what goes on in the fucking bedroom, you morons. You know, let children grow up, and be kids without you piling your garbage bullshit on top of them and your ideology. Let them at least have a childhood, please. You fucking morons. Sorry.
No, you're not. We're not sorry. Yeah,
No, we're
Christy
not.
said Pride was so much fun a long time ago. Well, yeah, aside from the degeneracy of it too, there's just a spitefulness to it nowadays that they're just such miserable people. They're just angry all the time over nothing.
Right. And I think it's because they've taken it to the highest echelon of, possibility, without being raping children right in front of you. I'm sorry. But that's where they've taken it to. Where else are they going to go now? The point is that it was about us all living together and supporting each other, and everybody having the same rights as everybody else. And I lost a lot of friends, for gay marriage. I mean, it had to happen. It had to happen. It's the right thing. Let everybody be fucking miserable with marriage. Why should
I'm
it just be
working
for
on it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get a ring on it at some point this century.
Yeah, I would like that for you so that you can go through the divorce like everybody else. Hopefully not.
We can end
But
up like the Golden Girls divorced in Miami.
oh, I love that. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be amazing,
In a
actually.
house
Sign me up.
together. That'd be a gas. I'd love that. But we know what's right, we know what's wrong, we know what feels right and what is absolutely uncomfortable and what gives you the icks and the icky and ew, it's like, look, I mean, I strut a corset on stage at 16 years old. I've done a lot, but for even me to go, oh, I mean, gross.
Yeah.
That's because that's what it is. And it's criminal, actually, now. I see it that way. And shame on everybody that, like, Buck, who I love so much,
Oh yeah.
he's a transsexual.
Hmm.
You know, it's different. I mean, he's a transsexual. These are transgender. It's an ideology. It's
Yeah.
completely different. And they can't be riding on his back saying, "Oh, well, look at you." Look, he has such respect for everybody and himself. And it's very painful to watch. And Jamie from Gays Against Groomers, I see her all the time on Newsmax and Fox, and just trying to keep everybody's head above water, because it's just, we can move on from this subject, but you know, um, we know what's right, we know what's wrong, and we know absolutely that pride has gone to just has gone off the cliff.
They're the most miserable people in the world. I'm so over it. I
And
don't know how many I
hateful.
get through this month. I
Yeah, and they
it
hate
just
you.
feels
And they hate
endless.
you.
Oh, they really fucking hate me.
Yeah.
Did you see they had I think it was in West Hollywood or something. Kathy Hilton was supposed to be like the grand marshal of the Pride Parade, but then all the alphabet people were like, "Oh, but she's not a communist. She's not a leftist." They kicked her out.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Oh
Yeah.
really? Wow.
The most
Well,
miserable people
next
in the
year
world.
you got to come out here and stay with me, and we'll go to Pride. But I don't know.
Holy
Maybe
cow.
maybe if they know or watch this, we'll be chased out of town.
I don't care as
But
long as I'm with you. Kevin, oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. That's so nice of you. Interesting fact, all the major thought leaders of the progressive left have promoted lessening or removing laws against pedophilia. Angel Davis, Judith Butler, Marcus Foucault. These are their philosophical leaders, many more. Yup. We're no, it like I said, it's horrifying. We're really not that far away from this just being something from these people standing up in a debate and saying you're against minor attracted persons' rights. Well, you're a Nazi. You're a bigot. We're like maybe 3 to 4 years away from that, I think.
I don't think we're that far away from it. But I will
Ugh.
tell you that these
I'm trying to be
people,
hopeful, Cherie.
yeah. But the thing is that we must remove these people. And if that, I mean, eventually, if they don't see the evil in their ways, then they have to be removed permanently, somewhere, someplace. Send them to Iran. Send them to,
Send them to their beloved Palestine. They
yeah,
love it so
please.
much. Go over there.
Yeah, right,
I
right.
just want
Send
I
them to
just want to
Gaza.
start like I just want to start like a company that provides free airfare for all of these Hamas hoes, the people who love Palestine so much. Here's your ticket there, one-way ticket. I promise you won't need a return trip.
No, hit me up when you need donations. I am so in. Because I mean, it would be a small amount to pay for them to see the truth, and to see how absolutely bent their thinking is. And, maybe we can save a few that way if they make it out of there alive.
I think that's the thing. These people, for all they're talking about, oh, empathy, like they have no capacity for understanding unless it affects them because they don't have to be in Gaza. They don't have to live amongst Islamic fundamentalists. It's easy to support it from afar. It's like, did you hear about that couple? Uh, this liberal couple decided that they're going to go backpacking through the Middle East to read his spoken word poetry to ISIS to prove that we're all the same and love each other and shit. They're dead.
I
Yeah, they are no longer with us. They did not make it out alive.
have not heard this at all. Oh, Mike. That's
I mean, not to
horrifying.
laugh, but this is the delusion. This is what people mean by suicidal empathy.
Yeah. Yeah, Gad, he's who wrote that book, right? I mean, he's so smart.
Yeah.
Uh,
It,
there's only one group, I don't know what to call them, that scares the holy shit out of me, and that's Muslims. That's the hardcore um, Sharia law Muslims. That scares me. Uh,
well, and what I find so crazy too is this was one of the big things that woke me up to the left many years ago is the left supporting radical
Islam.
fundamentalist Islam. But now you have this group on the right that's supporting it also. It's insane to me.
Who's doing that?
Like the Tucker Carlson types, the Palestine people, you have all these influencers getting paid to go to Qatar, and then they come back saying how wonderful the Middle East is.
Yeah, that's shocking to me. I don't know what happened. I mean, for them to do a 180 like that, and I was such a huge Carlson fan. I mean,
Same.
when he was booted off of Fox, I mean, I, you know, had my subscription to Fox Nation, and I stopped that. I was done. I only watch Jesse Waters now, but um, I have to say I'm so surprised. And I'm thinking that maybe the aliens are really what's gonna maybe fix everything. I think that when they're supposed to, according to, oh gosh, Philip Schneider, who was murdered by the CIA because he was the one that came forward about the aliens at Dulce base, because he helped build the Dulce base, and he was attacked by like 8 foot grays. He said that they were gray aliens, but they were the big tall ones, and took his part of his
As opposed
hand
to the
off and
short
gutted
ones?
him. Huh?
As opposed to the short ones or the short
Yeah,
aliens?
yeah. Instead of the small grays that are like 3 feet tall, these are massive, and they've been here. They've been here as long as I think humans have been alive on the planet. I
So
think that
you
we're all part alien. I do believe that too. I think that, yeah,
really?
I do.
I
I
mean, that
do.
would explain some people.
Yeah, wouldn't it? But supposedly Phil Schneider, who and his father, who also worked in aerospace, and there are pictures of him with this alien that was at the time of the photograph. It was like 125 years old. You can anybody in your show can look up Philip Schneider, and it's very grainy. And before he was murdered, and of course they said that he had committed suicide, but his hands, when they take blood, the rubber hose, his hands were tied behind his back with the rubber hose. And then there was a rubber hose so tight around his neck from behind that his whole head was just black. I mean, but yet they said he killed himself. Yeah, yeah, sure. But he says by 2029, um, the aliens will have made themselves known by that time, and the world will be different.
I mean, if that's what it takes, sign me up. Um, Full
I'm
Armor says
totally in.
Cherie is such a legend and a badass. Yeah, she is.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
My beautiful Courtney says, I've been telling people I'm an alien since I was in 5th grade. Me too. That I feel like that would explain a lot with me.
Yeah, and also the blood types too, which is so unusual. I don't know what your blood type is. I'm A negative. I always thought I was B negative, but Marie says we're A negative. And my son that I had with Robert Hayes, he's AB negative. That's the rarest blood on the planet. And they claim that people with some of that are descendants from another race. I believe it.
So you think your son is an alien?
I think, yeah, I think we come from a long line of flat asses and a long line of aliens. Yeah.
What do you mean flat ass? Are you saying your
My
son has a
on
flat
my
ass?
mother's side. Yeah, yeah, we come from a long line of flat asses on my mother's side. But
You know, I've seen you on stage, lady.
no, trust me. it's not pretty. But,
Maybe
I
I'm an
also
alien. I have a flat ass. I have no ass. Maybe I'm an alien. I only have upper legs. There's no ass there,
I've seen
sadly.
you got a cute ass, honey. But
Oh, I
anyway, I
love
mean,
you.
I love
So do
you too, but
you.
there's so many things that could save us, and I guarantee you, it's not solar panels and it's not e-cars either. It's going to be us coming together for, I believe, just like we did after 9/11. If aliens say hello, we're here, I guarantee you all the politicians are not going to matter anymore.
I wouldn't mind it at this point. Like, it sounds kinda nice.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Anything is
Um,
better than what they're doing to us. And I think it's time. I think it's time. And I think also with history, if you look back on the history books, there are huge portions that are just gone. Like even the Mayans. It's like there's no remnants of bodies, there's no bones found. The Mayan temples. Where did they go? You can't find dead Mayans. It's like they just vanished into the air. So I just think that we continuously come back and we're given another chance to see if we can get through life um, without killing each other, or I don't know. It just seems to me like I'd like to know everything, like how the pyramids were built. We couldn't do that today, could we?
no,
No.
we don't really do anything nowadays. We don't do shit. Just sit on our fat asses.
Yeah, and
Wait.
a lot of buildings now that are going up are just these square, ugly thing. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
who knows?
horrible.
Some change
I
has to
it
happen.
it has to be the purpose is to just demoralize people because you see the stuff that's being built. And Spencer Pratt was talking about this, that there's no more architecture, there's no more anything.
Right.
It's just these like depressing prison-like structures.
Yeah, and look how they beat the hell out of President Trump for cleaning up all the graffiti that was all over our beautiful sculptures in DC. I mean,
How
the
dare
left
he?
were happy with that. They were
How
happy to
dare
leave
he?
it like that. And the reflecting pool that was full of algae and stunk to high heavens, and they're pissed off. And now there's a judge that says that he's pissed off because he shouldn't have put the blue hue on the bottom. I mean, you guys, shut the fuck up. We're done with your petty fucking crap. They're pushing us over the edge. They really are, with their just nitpicking baloney. He's a great
Like,
president.
have you ever went past the fast food restaurants and noticed how they're all the same boring square shape? Yeah, remember when there used to be like, Pizza Hut was all cute and McDonald's and stuff, and now they all look like prisons. But that's like apartment building, it's all the same now.
Yeah, and you know what I'm also noticing? Like at the McDonald's, I've got a McDonald's on my corner here. There's a Bank of America. They're not taking care of the buildings anymore. Like the golden arches are kind of need a new paint job, or they need new ones. Bank of America is all faded and parts of the signs have been torn, and they're not fixing it. I mean, they've got billions and billions of our dollars. What the heck? They're ripping us off like crazy. I mean, they'll take our money and give us no money in return. They charge us to take our money, but yet you have their credit card and they charge you 25%, 10 to 25%. It's like, wait a minute, this is just, it's really does not make sense anymore.
This is so true. Everything is bland corporate commie blocks, no color, just bland. Same thing with even movies now. You look at movies, there's no color in any of them. They're all gray, they're all depressing.
Yeah, and it's so rare. They're just taking old movies and making them, I guess, fresh by changing the color of the stars. It's the virtue signaling has destroyed Hollywood, especially the rules that if you don't have every race in every, there has to be trans and gay and I mean, if you can't have a story without being all inclusive, or you will not be accepted for an Oscar in any way, shape, or form. So now they're controlling everything, even your artistic ability and storytelling. There's something really wrong with that, and it's reflecting in Hollywood, because Hollywood is just going down like a flippin' rock.
Yeah. But that's why I feel like at the moment I kind of have hope of people being able to just make their own stuff and put it out there, and don't let these bitches stop you.
Yeah, like you're writing, I mean, that movie, I love it. I just love the whole premise of it. It's just very
Aw.
exciting and very different, because we're just sick of, you can't continue to rehash old movies that we've all seen. Like even Cape Fear, they put Cape Fear out, another Cape Fear.
You're not
For
going to improve it. It was perfect as it was.
It's like, wow, what the heck's going on? But yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm
crazy.
so honored you like mine.
I love yours. Yeah,
Aw.
I want to be in it too.
You're
I
gonna
want to
be,
be.
I guess, can I say I have the greatest actress in the world that's gonna be in my
Oh,
movie.
no, I thought you were going to say Chainsaw. I was going,
Well, that
yeah.
too. She is the balls of the movie and the heart of the I'm so honored. I love you so much.
I love you. And also I wanted to give a shout out to Linda Blair's she's got 300 dogs right now. She was at the feed
Oh
store
yeah,
picking
let
up
me
dog food. I mean, can you imagine feeding 300 dogs and what that takes? And I mean, I'm getting Layla, my little Layla, she's 15, getting her teeth cleaned Monday morning. You know, it's like going to be $1,800 to get your dog's teeth cleaned. I just can't even imagine what she goes through with the veterinary bills and the food bills. And I mean, 300, I can't even imagine.
yeah, I want to
So,
pull up what you sent me. You're like, oh, can we show my can we show Linda's dog rescue? I had no idea when you said Linda that was Linda Blair. That's awesome.
yes, yes. And she's a wonderful human being. And she just could really, sometimes we forget just and these are all on her property right now. 300 dogs.
Let
And
me
how do
pull
you
this
even, I
up.
feed my two, and it's like, sometimes it's like, oh, okay, okay. It's just, I can't even imagine. We really need to help great people, and she is fantastic.
Play. This song. Let me mute it.
Okay. Okay, yeah. And she does say on there that she has full rights to that song.
Just
Um,
YouTube doesn't care if I
yeah,
show.
gotcha. Yeah, well, I'm glad, because I was going to start to cry.
Aw.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
So is this is really what's is she in LA that this is what's happening there?
Yeah, she's in Palmdale. That's where I ended up getting Bindi, and it turns out that it looks like it could have been even my own cousin that found Bindi on the streets, that works for Linda. And I got Bindi at the shelter there in Palmdale, because I got her the morning that she came up for adoption. I wanted to be the first one to get in there and get her. But yeah, so she lives off the 14, out there in not in Palmdale, but right before Palmdale.
Oh, well, if anybody feels so inclined, help support Linda Blair's dog rescue. That's amazing. She does all this.
Yeah, she is incredible. And, out of sight, out of mind. And right now, she could definitely use some help. She's not one of those that go out and make pleas, but I'm making a plea for her. She needs the help
Aw.
very badly right now. Anything, a dollar would be helpful, because it's hard for everybody right now. But this is my family donated today, and I've donated today, and I'm hoping that more
Oh, I
people,
love
if they
that.
can find it in their hearts to give her a hand, that would be just amazing.
Yeah, and you guys can find that on her Instagram here. There's all the links or Linktree/Linda Blair WF. I didn't even know you guys were friends.
Yeah, well, I've known her for a few years, but not close. And then I saw her, and I at a signing at Chiller just a few weeks back, and she said your cousin is trying to find you, and she, believe it or not, she works with me. I was like, what? I'm so easy to find. And she said she'd been trying to find me for a while, and we just got to talking and went to the airport, hung out at the airport, and the next day talked for 2 hours on the phone, and today we talked for probably 2 hours while I was going to the dog park. And so we've become good friends now. Yeah, I'd
Oh,
do anything for her. We're going to try to put together a show to raise some money, because she really, I mean, honest to God, she really needs the help right now, and I'm not kidding. She really needs the help, and it's so hard for everyone right now. So like I said, if you just give a dollar or two, that, that matters. If everybody gave a couple bucks, it would just be huge for her.
let me know if there's anything I could do to help. I would love to have her on sometime. She's amazing.
Well, I know that she would probably love to do that. She's such a good human being, and I will let her know, Mike. I'll let her know.
She's amazing. By the way, wait, so you were at Chiller, so that's all. I'm so jealous. I've never been to a horror convention.
Oh, you would love it. Well,
I
I know
know.
Susan Olson, my wonderful Susan, my sister Susan Olson, is going to be there in October. You should go. And
Where
it's
is
in
it?
New Jersey. It's New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Are you going to
should.
that one?
No, I went to the one last month, and so that's it for me for a year or two. They do it twice a year in April. I think it's April and in October.
Oh
And
my
it's
god,
the
that's amazing.
greatest signing convention that I've ever been to.
This is awesome, by the way. Thank you so much for telling us about Linda's charity. Cherie and Mike, I'm going to donate to. Aw, thank
Oh,
you, my beautiful Hope. You're the
thank
best.
you, Hope. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and Linda thanks you so much. She'll be so grateful. Thank
But yeah,
you.
the next one you go, the next horror convention you go to, I so want to go. Or hey, maybe for my movie we'll be showing it at a horror convention at some point.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm very excited. That means you and I can hang out a lot more often
I know.
if
Let
I'm
me
in your
tell you, by the
movie.
way, how crazy is this? So I was watching a movie like a week or two ago that I'd never seen. I'd always intended to see it, and I never had. And I'm watching it. I'm like, holy fuck, that's Cherie in it. The Twilight
Oh,
Zone movie.
oh, yeah, yeah. That was fun. That was really fun. And I just did a signing at the Hollywood show, and the guy who's now a man, who played the kid that took my mouth away, he was
Yeah.
there, and that was so much fun that we got to share, photographs and stuff of the film together. And
That's
yeah, I
so
was
did you
lucky.
guys but did you film your part before or after all the accidents and stuff happened?
Um, that was, golly, I think that had to have happened after, because
Oh wow.
yeah, yeah, that happened after. It was a long production, there were four different directors, and juggling, getting all that done. And I knew Vic Morrow. So, I mean,
Oh my god, you
that was
did.
really rough. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know about it when we shot that segment, the third segment. No.
Wow, that's crazy. I
All I do want to say is I was a smoker back then, and the great Rob Bottin did the prosthesis. And there's no AI back then. There was none of that stuff. It was the real deal. He went on to do The Thing, some of the best puppetry work. And I
ever.
also worked with Stan Winston, on Parasite. But Rob Bottin had to put that thing on, and I think I had it. I had to. My call was at 5 a.m., and so being a smoker, and you can't drink anything. You can't drink any water. And you're like, I mean, it was rough. I think I might have tried to take a hit through my nose once. I think I
Through
used
your
to
nose,
snort
you tried
blow then
smoking.
too. So I think I did the blow too, for sure.
I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't be able to smoke with it. How long did they make you keep that on at a time?
I think it was on for about 5 hours. Um, Joe Dante, who was the director, he was very mindful that, I had this thing on my face. So he wanted to get that done quick. After lighting and Marie sat in for me for lights and stuff. And the set was so much fun. The set was wild. All the the cartoonish furniture and all that. But yeah,
Yeah, the
all I
giant
did,
puppets.
I think I did attempt to take a drag through my nose. How grotesque. I should have known then that cigarettes was a bad deal when you
No,
do
no,
that.
Sherry, I would have done the same thing. I would have been losing
Oh
my
my
mind.
God.
Wait, Dylan wants to know which horror convention was this at? Chiller, I think you said, right?
Chiller. Yeah.
Where was that? In
Well,
LA?
it's no chill. Oh, which one the one I just went to in LA is the Hollywood show.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's one of yeah, and the one I did in the East Coast is Chiller. That Kevin Clement, he started that decades and decades and decades ago, and he has just done such an amazing, not decades and decades. I think that show's been going. I started going back, I think in 2009 or something, or 2000. Oh yeah, so I've been doing it since like 1989. I think he started it around 1985, something
And
like that.
that one's in Jersey?
That's in Jersey, and it's just fantastic.
I gotta go.
Oh, you would love it, and you could dress up, and it's just that he has such great guests. And I perform every time I go too. I always perform.
Oh my
Try to
God,
get
I have to
back.
go to this. See, we didn't know each other back when I lived in New York, so I gotta
No.
like travel or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twilight Zone, the movie I watched at 7, 8 years old, freaky nightmares for years. Great job.
Thank you.
You are
Oh, I had
iconic in
so much I had to do.
that. No, but that image is so iconic. Like I had seen it before, but I never realized until I'm watching the movie that it was you.
Yeah, Joe Dante called me one night and he just said, Cherie, I love your eyes. Are you available to do something for me? I was like, anything for you, Joe. And so he just cast me over the phone, just called me and cast me. And, you know, the
That's amazing.
preparation was really something because they have to do the full head, you know,
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah. To do the prosthesis.
Is
So it
that
was
as miserable as it seems?
Oh yeah. It can get pretty scary. They put the straws in your nose and they try to protect your eyes a little bit, the full face thing, and they put you in a skull cap and do the whole thing. So my face is sitting somewhere, or my head is sitting somewhere in Rob Bottin's gallery. He left the business after, I think it was after the thing. I think it really got to him. All those monsters were so amazing. He was truly a pioneer.
And Joe Dante too is like one of the most underrated directors of all time. Like he's made so many classic films.
Yeah. Incredible, really good guy.
Really? Oh, that's it. I feel like people in horror are just like the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got some good ones out there.
I mean, compared
They're
to like
just so overshadowed by all the bad ones that in politics that deal with.
exactly, that's what I mean. Like, for me, like being around like all these people in politics are just you'll encounter the scum of the earth. And then like lately I've been like segueing more towards horror stuff and it's like, "Oh my God, actual cool people, genuine people." Which there's some that you can meet in politics, but it's rare.
Yeah. No, politics really, to be honest, and I don't know how we got, and I think it's Trump. I think it was Obama. You know, what what a disappointment he was, because I voted for him.
Oh, me
And
too.
I knew, yeah, I knew within, the first 4 weeks that I'd made a grave mistake. And then, all I remember was crying. I was so happy when he was inaugurated and thinking, oh, thank God, now we don't have to ever hear about race ever again.
Yeah.
And it just, boy, did he turn around and kick us all in the teeth. Doesn't he realize what he did? I mean,
I
holy crap. I mean, the first black president, and he has to turn around and shit all over it. Fucking
yeah.
asshole. I mean, he's
I
just an asshole.
I knew as soon as he made his first appointments that when he put all the people, all these corrupt assholes who should have been in prison that destroyed the economy, he put them in charge of running it. That's when I knew, oh, this isn't going to be what I thought it was.
No, what a shame. He could have done such great things. We certainly
Um,
wouldn't be in this spot that we're in right now if he would have done things
yeah.
differently.
Rosalind says she loved you in Wavelength.
Thanks, Rosie, baby. I appreciate that. I sure
You
miss
know what?
Bobby. It's so sad that Bobby passed, a few
Aw.
months ago. Bobby Carradine. Yeah.
Yeah, I know one movie that everyone loves you, and people always tell me they're like, ask her about foxes, ask her about foxes. Like that is, I feel like that's a real cult movie at this point.
Really, it is. And somebody sent me Jody and oh my gosh, Cherie. Jodie Foster and oh God. It just, I call it the dead zone. Um they had a showing of foxes in the Midwest, I believe it was, and Coppola daughter. Oh, come
Sophia
on. I
Coppola.
know who?
Sophia Coppola.
Yeah, Sophia. She and Jody sat and were interviewed after the movie and got to answer questions about it. And I was thinking, oh my God, now I'm gonna know, was it all in my head or did Jody really love me? Because I loved her so much. And we stayed such good friends until Hinckley was shot. And then she just vanished. And I understand that. But they said really nice things about me, both Jody and Coppola. Yeah. Yeah. So
You're amazing in that movie. Oh my god.
thank you. Thank you so
As,
much.
as you are in
Appreciate
everything.
Oh, well, thank you.
Somebody, I think somebody in chat asked, yeah, Hope asked, is all of Hollywood evil? In your experience, what do you think? It seems like from hearing you talk about that there are, maybe it's like politics, that there are a lot of scumbags, but there are some good people as well.
There are a lot of good people. It's just they have just allowed themselves to be swept up in this propaganda bullshit. And again, if everything is all about you all the time, I mean, I grew up around seeing people become huge stars. And then I married a big star, and our son. I mean, you grow up around that and you see people change when they start believing the hype. That is so disturbing to me. And a lot of these big stars start believing the hype, believing what they're hearing from their equally hype-ish actors that think they're all that. And instead of really saying, well, wait a minute, I want to really see what's going on, instead of just the virtue signaling from hell. It's just, it's again, people just take themselves way too seriously, and when you're going to talk about the homeless, or you're going to talk about people that have come here illegally, at least do your goddamn homework, instead of just, we don't want to know your fucking opinion. Okay, unless you're out there working for it, and you know what the real hell is going on. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. That's what I'd like these stars to do, is shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about
I
and
feel
make
like
it worse.
it wasn't like that. It doesn't seem in your day that it was that musicians and actors were just going off about telling people what to think in politics all the time.
We didn't talk about politics. I mean, we didn't have to. And again, the world wasn't as screwed up. The US of A wasn't as screwed up. I mean, it was, we loved our country. And again, coming off of World War II, I was raised appreciating the United States. My father had to kill an awful lot of people so I could sit here and talk to you like this. And just so many people don't realize really what the cost is for freedom in this country. And I
Yeah.
think we're going to learn the hard way, because we're really going off a cliff, unfortunately. But we've got to fight again for our country, is what we have to do. And not
Yeah.
the way the left does it, with their bullshit fucking just spouting whatever they think is the soup du jour of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all a distraction so that they can slip in the big whammies in the end, which is the
Yeah.
15-minute cities and wanting, where nobody, you will own nothing and be happy. Or we have a different, relationship with our property, as what's her face said in New York, Mondani's
Oh yeah, she
sidekick.
wants to reimagine. They want to
Yeah.
reimagine property. They want to reimagine police. That there are certain words that whenever someone says it, some bullshit is about to follow. When they say reimagine, when they say community, I'm like, oh, here it
Oh yeah,
comes.
when she said it so flippant, and she comes from a very wealthy family, and she's just so, yeah, you're just gonna have to have a different relationship with your property. Not the work and the blood, sweat, and tears that we had to go through to be able to afford this, and everything else that we've just had to scrape together. It's just, I think I want to throw you off a goddamn cliff. What do you think of that? I
I
want
love
to
you so
throw,
much.
I want to do it boomerang like, where you're like spinning them before you let them go and they fly off the cliff. Not just I mean, woof, woof, woof.
I feel like
Goodbye.
you've done this before, Cherie.
Now you have another, you have a completely different relationship with that rock down there that you just hit at fucking 50 miles an hour,
I feel
dumbass.
like this is not your first time. I feel like you've done this before.
Well, I certainly have felt it enough where but I get to say it out loud to you. I don't really talk about this. I mean, as you know, I haven't done many podcasts. I do them, for Tony Schaefer and Chris and Susan, but I mean, otherwise, because what you see is what you get with me. You know that I'm not holding nothing back, and it's
That's why
just
we
gotten
love
so
you.
much worse than when you were here last. We had the Palisades when you were here last. We had Altadena when you were here last.
That's
My
crazy.
wonderful ex-husband and our son lost their house, though, in the Woosley fire in 2018. Had they buried those damn lines, there never would have been a Palisades fire, or if at least we had water. It's like, you stupid people need to go.
Well, and you would think that that would be enough to get these people thrown out of office. Hey, there was no water. There was no water in the fire hydrants or the reservoir. You'd think that would be like done deal. But Spencer Pratt's the asshole. It's
And
unbelievable.
that reservoir is still empty
Yeah.
a year plus later. Do you see them doing anything to stop? But yet our fire danger is way up. Now they're saying, oh, I heard on the news last night, oh, if you have any brush around your house, we really strongly suggest that you, give us a fire break around your house. It's like, you know what, you guys, we should toss you into the fire. When the next fire hits, Karen Bass, you should be tossed from a helicopter into that fire. I mean, because there's just nothing that they haven't done anything, nothing. And I think only a handful of houses have started to rebuild. It's never, they're happy. They're rejoicing that those houses burned. They have taken property on the ocean side of PCH, of these little cute little cottages that had been there since the 20s, and maybe even before, and they've just turned around and said, sorry, you can't rebuild here now because it's on septic. It's like, so basically you're taking their land. that their families have had for, a century or more. You're going to tell them that it's useless and worthless property now. Just like my older sister Sandra and Alan, their condo, they were in Maui. They've got a condo in Maui. That's the only building that actually survived. There's nothing
Wow.
around it in Maui, in Lahaina.
And this is
And
what communists always do.
yeah, and they're not rebuilding. They're just not rebuilding, really. I mean, they're saying oh, well, you know what? We just prefer to sell it to BlackRock. I mean, those people have swept in, like they've swept in down the street and building, like a 5-family compound, 5 houses for me. I mean, what's that going to look like? These people have no shame. They do it in the dark of night, like Biden's midnight flights from Sudan or wherever. We're on to you people now. And before I take a big dirt nap, I want to see them all in prison, or by the end of the rope, or at the firing end of firing squad. I'd like to see them gone. They deserve it. The people that were behind COVID, they deserve nothing less than a dirt nap, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Mine too. By the way, everyone agrees on one thing. Mikey, I love this woman. Please bring her on again. Hope
Thank
says, I
you.
love you, Cherie.
I love you,
You
baby.
are you are the most amazing person in the world.
Oh, thanks, honey. I love you too very, very much.
I wanted to ask you separately from this. You've lived like 20 different lifetimes in your years. You've done so much. Like, which decade has been your favorite? Because I'm always saying I miss the 90s, I miss the 2000s. Which was your favorite decade?
My favorite decade. I would have to say probably the 2000s.
Really?
Only because that's when I became a chainsaw artist and I started my own business, and I got to know what that was like and how hard that work was. And also I love the early 80s when I went to work at Topanga Plaza, which is just right up the street from me, when I went and sold linens and towels and stuff right across from a record store, where Rosanna Arquette walked in and she goes, "Cherie." I said, "Yeah, Rosanna." She goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" I said, "I'm working. What does it look like I'm doing?" She's like, yeah.
Oh my.
I mean, I loved knowing what real life was, because in the Runaways, I mean, I was only 15 when I joined the Runaways. It was beginning of 10th grade, and I never got to see what it was really like to live and to work. And that was something I really embraced and feel I got a lot out of that.
Would you like, if you could do it over again, did you enjoy being with the Runaways? Would you do it again, or
Very
would you
much.
want
Of
to?
course. Oh, I would love to turn back time and make sure that we talked things through, and make sure that we had somebody that would help us get through those really hard times. I mean, we were, you know, just coming of age as kids. There's a lot of jealousy and insecurity. These stupid fake boobs that I have, everything that's stupid that I've done has
Oh, I didn't
been
know
out
that.
of insecurity and not thinking I was good enough the way I was. And I didn't want to go through with, and this was back in like 88, where I had this stupid thing done because my sisters said, "Oh, Cherie, you look because I was a fitness trainer then, and I was muscular and I had little boobies, and I liked them, but they
They're
didn't.
lovely.
Well, they used to be, until I ruined them with stupid implants.
I
And
didn't
now I
know
do
that.
anything to get, oh, well, anybody with eyes and the right thing could see. It's just an embarrassment. And all I can tell your wonderful viewers is, please, we make our worst life choices when we're insecure. And don't do it. Just like these kids with getting trans surgery, getting these, yeah. reproductive, or, what is it? Healthcare what do they call it? They come up,
Affirming,
uh, oh,
gender affirming.
gender affirming. Fuck you. You're just a bunch of monsters is what you are. But anyway, now I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, please,
Boobs.
please, please do not touch your boobs. Leave them
Really?
alone. Yeah, it's stupid and it's a big mistake. And I knew it was a mistake the morning I went in. I turned the doctor at a picture of me without, you know, topless, and I went, "Ooh, those look really nice." I said, "Wait, wait." And he goes, "They'll look better afterwards." I should have just turned around and ran. You know,
Yeah.
insecurity, we make the worst mistakes when we listen to other people, and I let friends or, family members say, "Oh, you need to do this. You'll look so much better." Wait, I like the way I look. But, it wears you down. Don't listen to people. Don't do that to yourself. You'll regret it the rest of your life, like I've regretted these.
Well, they're still beautiful, I must say.
They used to be. Gravity has done a number. And I'm eventually, I just want to get them out. I just hate them. So but my point is, believe in yourself the way you are. That is the way you're supposed to be. I'm not talking about, if you have an accident or something, not to bring yourself whole. I'm just saying, do not change your physical appearance, um, especially your boobs, for Christ's sake. What good does that do? Except,
Sorry, the dog knows how to open the door.
oh, well, good for him. He's smart like his daddy. Anyway, yeah. So that's my big thing for the day. Please do not get breast implants. Please don't do it.
Yeah. See, this is how I've always thought of it because I've always felt insecure about how I look and felt ugly and stuff. But here's the thing for anyone who feels that way, just imagine if you were to become a burn victim, if you were to be horribly disfigured, you would be like, fuck, I wish to God I looked how I looked before.
So
And you wouldn't be
true.
insecure anymore.
That is absolutely so true. And we are so lucky. And I think when I was kidnapped by that murderer, the one thing that because I really went through a period of just horror, and I couldn't get out of the bathtub. I had to sit in the water for hours. And is that one gal, um, who had been kidnapped down here and in Ventura, and the guy, and I'm so sorry to be graphic like this,
No.
her kidnapper cut her arms off with a hatchet and threw her over, like a cliff. Um, and she was naked, and what she did is she took the stumps, because he took her arms, and shoved them into the dirt to
I
stop the
don't know why.
bleeding.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. It's the way you're describing it that's making me laugh. Not what
And
happened. I'm so sorry.
then she walked down a road, and people kept passing her, and she's naked and missing her arms from the down. And finally someone stopped. She's the reason why I never looked back, because I have my arms. I have my life. You know, did he fuck me up? Oh yeah, he did. But the thing is I came out of it a winner in every way. This gal, the fact that she could, you know, she gave me hope and everybody else hope that it's always can be worse.
It was
Always.
it the same kidnapper as hers?
No, I don't think, no, they ended up catching him. My guy did only a year in county, suppose. I
What?
mean, yeah. Yeah, he plea dealed, got rid of the kidnapping, the rapes, the beatings, all that, and he just pleaded guilty to sodomy by force, and they gave him a year in county. But that was in
California.
77. That was in 77 when they were blaming women for the majority of these things. But there was, I remember the Hillside Strangler task force came to my house, because they thought maybe this guy was the Hillside Strangler. A lot was going on at the time, but they certainly didn't believe women like they do now. Well, wait a minute. What day is it? The Democrats might not believe you if you're Plattner's victim. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How old were you
Unbelievable,
when that
these people.
happened?
Huh?
How old were you when this
I
happened?
was 17. It
Oh
was
my
before I did
God.
Foxes. Yeah, it was before I did. I just left the Runaways, literally weeks
Oh,
after I left the Runaways.
oh my God.
But anyway, point is that, it can always be worse. And
How did you get out of
so
it? Did the police come or did you
no,
escape?
no, it was I say it was an angel because he was killing me, basically. He was beating me to death. And all of a sudden I was started to go unconscious. I stabbed him with a knife to try to, because I thought that was the only way I could get out of this, because he told me I was dead. He told me about all the other women he'd killed, and sure enough, he was up for the murder of 6 women in Dallas, Texas. And but they had to let him go for lack of evidence. Um, but this voice, all of a sudden, he's killing me. Basically, he's knocking me out, and then he's going to do whatever he's going to do with me. I just heard this person talking, and I thought, who is that? And it turned out it was me. And this voice was telling him that, because he believed we'd been together. He was completely whacked out. He said that we lived together in Dallas, Texas, and me in that corset, and how could I do these terrible things and cheat on him and all this stuff. Um, uh, just started saying, I remember we used to play all the time, like with the knife. I mean, I stabbed him, and somehow this voice convinced him, certainly wasn't me, that I was just kidding, and that, I will go back with him to Dallas and we could be together again. It was like, who is that? And what? And he stopped hitting me and said, okay, I'll take you. You could pack a bag. We could be together. And I said, great. Saved
Yeah.
my life. Saved my life. He got me at
Holy
11
shit.
o'clock at night, or 10:30 at night. And by the time he took me to a friend's apartment, where I knew they were looking for me, because Marie was picking me up at midnight. And so I didn't have my purse or anything with me. So, of course, everyone knew that I had no purse, no ID, nothing. Poor Marie, when she saw my purse there and they were closing up, she knew something really bad had happened. Um, so by the time I got to this apartment, my friend was waiting for me. He ran down when he saw me. I was just covered in blood, too. I mean, just covered in blood. This guy he was just so psychotic. He didn't even notice what I looked like. Um, but the guy ran down with a knife and a flashlight, got his license plate as he peeled off, and took me to the hospital, and I was in the back seat of a police car in front of his house within 4 hours. But that was about 5:30 I got to the, so he had me for 6 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
You
it
are
was
my hero,
very,
Cherie.
very unpleasant.
You are the most badass bitch I know.
Well, no, there are many that have gone through this, far too many, far too many. But anyway, so
You're
moral of the story is don't get breast implants. And I
No,
didn't
but
have
you're
any then
like
either.
you're the real life final girl. It's crazy. But which also would say like it's crazy to think you went through this entire music career with the Runaways and had this happen and a million other things before you even turned 18, before you were even an adult.
That's right. Yep.
How
Yep.
how the hell are you so well adjusted today? I feel like you had no right to be.
I think it's the fact that I've stayed absolutely single and haven't even dated since like 2009. I really needed to find out who
Same.
I was, because I'd always been in a relationship, and I never really knew who I was, as a person. And now I like it so much, and this is who I am now. I don't have to be somebody for somebody else. you know um I could be my authentic self without somebody telling me, gosh, don't wear that, or don't talk that way, or you've been in relationships before.
Hmm.
They can either lift you up or really take you down.
Oh, yes.
And unfortunately, the latter is usually how a lot of them end. You come out really devastated and broken.
I,
So I just strongly suggest, if you really want to find out who you are, make sure that you take that time and find out who you truly are inside.
that's how I feel at the moment. By the way, just to tell everybody a little story about Cherie that I love. When we saw each other when I was in LA, I made the horrific mistake the night before of going out for drinks with my ex. I don't know what I was thinking. I think maybe I needed to be confronted face to face with realizing, okay, he is that much of a douchebag for real.
Right.
But
I
so I'm
remember.
telling, and so I lost my favorite pair of Ray-Bans
I
going out with
remember
him the
I
night
wanted
before.
to buy you a pair, remember?
You did. Well, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm telling Cherie about it. I'm like, and I lost my Ray-Bans.
I
Cherie
paid
takes
you
a
money to
hundred
get
bucks.
your new Ray-Bans. That's what I
She
did. I
takes a
handed you
hundred
some.
bucks out of her purse, hands it to me, and says, "Buy yourself a new pair and leave the motherfucker in the dust where he belongs."
That's right.
I love you so much. And I put that line in my script, by the way. Leave that motherfucker in the dust where he belongs.
That's great. Yeah, in the dustbin of history, Harlow history. Bye, baby. Get the fuck out. Right. You're too
Um,
good a person for that bull.
so are you. My beautiful friend Cherie, who you guys need to meet because you would love each other. Oh my goodness, Cherie, so thankful you're still here with us. So am I, so are millions of people.
Thank you. I'm very glad that I'm still here, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Russell Hall, thanks so much for the super chat. Only get your boobs done if you go triple D or bigger. I feel like that's terrible advice. Honestly, G cups are the way to go. Why not Z
Well, that's
cups?
a
Why
joke.
not?
People don't realize that people actually can joke these days. That was a joke, and very funny one, actually.
Yeah, why not get Z cups? Well, did you see? Did you see? I think it was from Canada. They had a trans math teacher at one of these schools
Oh yeah,
with the
wearing the
tits
fake
out to
boobs
here.
that were this big. Yeah. I mean, and that is the insanity that the parents allowed that guy. That's the insanity that the teachers administration in Canada would allow that freak to teach their kids. How can you even learn? I wouldn't be able to. I'd be sitting there laughing the whole damn class. I would just be like, har, har, hardy, har, har, har. I mean, I would not be able to stop laughing at that guy. What a
Could you
joke.
imagine, Cherie, if we had gone to school together, all the trouble we would get into laughing at people?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, what I did in school is I took care of the people that were doing bad things to the nerdy kids. I made sure that the nerdy kids were the groovy kids, and we just wiped the slate with all those, people that thought they were all that in school. If you're mean to other kids, there's nothing good about you.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what I love that so much. I'm not surprised. I hate when like people say to me, they're like, "Oh, were you bullied as a kid?" I'm like, "Bully." I'm like, if someone tried to bully me, they tried once. Never
Yeah,
again.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Senator says, "Hey, Cherie, loved you in the movie Wavelength, Robert Carradine. Do you have any stories of making that film?"
Uh yeah. I mean, so many great memories with Bobby. Um Mike Gray, in when we were kissing in the back of the truck, Mike knew that me and Bobby were dating, actually, and he literally asked me and Bobby to do the deed, the real deed, during this lovemaking thing that they had. And Bobby, I of course was, I would have been game, but Bobby was like, only because, I mean, that was my second movie and I didn't really know. I would have just done anything to make, but Bobby said no. And I just appreciated him so much for that.
Oh, how old were you then?
I think I was 21.
God, that's
It was
crazy that
20, 20, 21. Yeah.
That's crazy that they would even say it to something like that to a young girl. Like, it really goes to show.
Well, Mike Gray, also, he was a great director. He had done Starman, the movie, I believe, with my wonderful ex-husband, Robert Hayes. And, so Mike just, he just wanted just, hey, back then it was just a different time. Now you just turn the TV on and it looks like people are actually and it looks like they really are having sex. Back in those days, we didn't have that. I mean, you just didn't. I mean, I had that nude scene too, where I had to get up out of the bed and walk across the room naked. And our makeup guy was so funny, God, and he's passed on. He was so funny because they had to do body makeup on me. I mean,
What did they like
all
powder your titties?
oh, everything. And this guy was so funny, and he would just said, Cherie, spread them. Because I'm standing there and I'm in horror. I mean, I'm naked in front of this makeup guy. He just said, Cherie, spread them. I got to get in there. It's like, oh my God, it's horrible. It's so scary. But he was wonderful. And he made it a fun experience for me. But I was very insecure, It's tough
Oh
to
my,
do that. Yeah, put me in
oh
a
my.
corset. I'm fine. If I can be that Cherie character, but yeah, I'm a team player. Hey, I would have done
That's amazing. Oh my God, I love you so much.
it. Love you
How's
too.
well, I don't want to keep you all night, so we're probably gonna wrap up in a little bit. If
Okay.
anyone feels so inclined, send in your super chats. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream because the YouTube algorithm hates me. By the way, if you guys, for whoever's watching, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be live with Jeff Barker, who is a screenwriter. He's the creative consultant on the new movie Obsession, and his son Curry Barker is the writer director of Obsession, which you
Oh, my
have to
son's
see.
crazy about that movie, Jake. He
Yeah,
goes, Mom is so good, and I think it's like this guy just came out of nowhere. He spent like close to nothing, and it's a huge film. I can't wait to see it.
that's the one I was telling you the other day you have to see. Oh my God,
Yeah,
you're gonna love it. It's so good.
good,
So if
good. I
anyone
will
hasn't
see it.
seen it, go see Obsession during the day tomorrow, and then come hang out at 8 Eastern tomorrow on the channel. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's the thing is like I feel like because of that, it's sort of like the first time in a while that I feel actual hope about being able to get my film made, and I got some meetings for it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's almost like he did that just for you, and I'm so glad that you're going to be interviewing him because I mean, your writing is great. So I mean, this he's giving hope to a lot of people that think that they have to deal with this Hollywood machine, and they don't.
No.
All you need is an imagination to be successful, and
And
yeah.
And all you need is an amazing friend who's a living legend to be in your movie and, slice through some bitches with chainsaws.
Yeah, and my wonderful friend that I love more than my own life, to write something that allows me to do that. Yay.
I can't believe you're going to be it. I'm like, you're making my dreams come true.
I'm saving up miles on my card right now just to fly out there so that, to be there
We'll,
and and
we'll hopefully
and
have enough of a budget for that.
no, but just in case you did, hey, my flight's taken care of, Mikey. What do you say to that? Every little bit helps. And I love you
You're,
like crazy. Thank you
I
for
love you.
doing this with me.
I literally wrote it for you and I was like, I don't know if she'd want to do it. And she was like, are you kidding? Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
She,
me too. Me
she
too.
is.
And thank you for having me on your show, Mike.
Thank you
And
for being
thank you to
here.
all your listeners. I adore you all. And we will
They're
get through this. We will get through this, won't we, Mikey?
Yes, we will. And like I said, know the things you can't change and just find things that make you happy. For me, it's writing and being able to make this. For Cherie, it's chainsaws, which is also, I love chainsaws as well. But, whatever it might be for you, just find positivity in anything you can, because I don't want to become like these leftists, just so consumed by resentment and anger. I'm not going to be like them.
No. And whatever you have to do to not be like them, Mike, take a break from social media, take a break from the iPhone, the computer, give yourself a couple of days. Like Charlie Kirk said, 1 day a week, he would not use his phone at all. And he would, that would be his Sabbath. There's so much truth to that, and mental health, because we're suffering in that department these days. So yeah.
Seriously. Cherie says, I didn't think I could love her more, and here we are. It's so true.
Oh, thank you, Cherie, you sweetheart. Big
We
hugs
love
and
you both.
kisses to you, my doll.
Love you
Love you,
both.
love you.
Aw, thank you so much, Senator Mike. You've come a long way. Aw, thanks. I'm
Yeah,
working
you
on
have,
it.
Mikey.
You have? Oh my God, you're like, are you kidding me? You're like my hero and inspiration.
Oh,
I just want
I'm
to
just
be
your
like you.
friend. I'm just your friend. You're stuck with me now.
You're stuck with me.
Good.
You guys are the best. Rosalind, thank you so much for being at Razmix. You guys are the greatest. Yes, I'll be live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern with Jeff Barker. So if you haven't seen Obsession, go during the day tomorrow. Go see Obsession, because we're going to be talking spoilers tomorrow. So, go watch it. And you got to see it too, because, oh my God, you're going to love it.
I'm going to go tomorrow and see it, actually. It's Sunday. I'm going to go.
You have to call me after and tell me everything.
I will.
Oh my God, we got to talk.
I will, honey.
Cherie, I love you so much. So what have you got coming up? Anything in particular, or just enjoying life?
I do have some stuff. I actually acted in a film, which I'm very excited about, but I can't talk about it. But yeah, I worked on that for a while, and um, I'm very busy. It's a good thing, It's a very good thing. I'll keep you posted as things come along.
I'm just gonna say, I'm not saying, but I know what it is, and it's epic. Get ready. It's something epic.
I love you, darling.
I love you so much. Chat fam, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are the best. My beautiful Cherie. Where can people find you?
On X, I don't, my Chainsaw Chick website still is under, Chinese pornographic rule. Some China
What?
porn. It's now a China porn site or something. Yeah, so you could just find me on social media, X and Facebook. Since they let Marie back after 3 years, they kicked her off Facebook. They all of a sudden let her back on. Thank you, Trump administration, by, telling these people they can't do those things because of Marie. Marie posted, the Hunter Biden movie poster. That's all she did. And they threw her off for 3 years for that.
Oh yeah, I was banned from the old Twitter for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People forget just how bad it was, the censorship.
And thank you, Elon Musk, and congratulations on being the first trillionaire. So many people are angry about that. And to me, it's like, you know what? Shut the fuck up and start, be happy for people that have done great things. If it wasn't for Elon Musk, I mean, he turned off, Starlight for the Russians and kept them from being able to destroy Mikey.
I know
Russia,
what you mean, but
Ukraine.
Yeah.
I mean, and yet he still gets the shit kicked out of him. He's one of the greatest people that have lived in our lifetime, Elon Musk. He's done more for humanity, and people don't treat him the way he deserves to be treated because they're leftist Looney Tune nut jobs. So thank you, Elon Musk. Thank you for all you've done. And I'm so happy that you're a trillionaire. And I'm happy that all of the people that have worked for you are now millionaires. So good for you. You stuck with him and it's paid off. And I'm sticking with you, Mikey.
I'm sticking with you forever and always, Cherie. I love you so much.
You guys have a great weekend, all of your fans, Mike, that watch your show. And I love you. I love all of your friends and followers, and thank you for thinking that I'm worth listening to, and I sure do love y'all.
Are you kidding me?
No, I mean, really.
You're Cherie motherfucking Currie, and don't ever forget it.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'd be so much better minus the implants. Just saying. Just saying.
I totally, but I will say they're still lovely.
Thanks. I'm leaving them. I'm leaving them at a bus stop if I ever get a chance.
Cherie, I love you so much. Chapman, I love you so much. Mwah. Good night, y'all.
Mwah.